Welcome to YQ Academy Threads Java Interview Questions and Answers. 1. Explain the life cycle of thread. 1. New state. When a thread is created, it is in the new state. In this state, the thread is initialized, but it has not yet started its execution. 2. Runnable state. Once the start method is called on a thread object, it transitions to the runnable state. In this state, the thread is eligible to be scheduled for execution by the thread scheduler. However, it may or may not be currently executing, depending on the availability of CPU time. 3. Running state. When a thread is executing, it is in the running state. In this state, the thread is actively running its code and using CPU resources. It remains in the running state until it either completes its execution or is interrupted by another thread or encounters a blocking operation. 4. Waiting state. A thread can enter the blocked or waiting state under certain conditions. For example, when it is waiting for a lock or synchronization resource, waiting for I/O operations, or waiting for a specific condition to be satisfied. In the block/waiting state, the thread temporarily suspends its execution and does not consume CPU resources. 5. Timed waiting state. Similar to the block/waiting state, a thread can also enter the timed waiting state using methods like thread.sleep opening bracket closing bracket, object.wait opening bracket closing bracket, or waiting on a blocking queue. In this state, the thread waits for a specified amount of time before resuming its execution. 6. Terminated state. When a thread completes its execution or is explicitly terminated, it enters the terminated state. Once a thread is terminated, it cannot be restarted or resumed. Its resources are released, and it no longer consumes CPU time. 2. Can we restart a dead thread in Java? No, once a thread is in the terminated state dead, it cannot be restarted. Once a thread completes its execution or is explicitly terminated, its resources are released, and it cannot be resumed or restarted. If you need to perform the same task again or create a new thread with similar functionality, you would need to create a new thread object and start it separately. The terminated thread object cannot be reused or restarted. 3. Can one thread block the other thread? Yes, it is possible for one thread to block another thread in certain situations. Thread blocking occurs when a thread is prevented from executing its code and is forced to wait for a specific condition to be satisfied. This can happen in the following scenarios. 1. Synchronization. When multiple threads access shared resources concurrently, synchronization mechanisms such as locks, monitors, or semaphores are used to ensure thread safety. In this case, a thread may acquire a lock on a resource, preventing other threads from accessing it until the lock is released. 2. Waiting for a condition. Threads can explicitly wait for a certain condition to be met using methods like object.wait opening bracket closing bracket, thread.sleep opening bracket closing bracket, or waiting on a blocking queue. When a thread is waiting, it is blocked and does not consume CPU resources until the condition is satisfied or a specified amount of time has elapsed. 3. I/O operations. Threads may block when performing I/O operations, such as reading from or writing to a file, network socket, or database. If the I/O operation is blocking, the thread will be blocked until the operation is completed. 4. Can we restart a thread already started in Java? No, once a thread has started and completed its execution or has been explicitly terminated, it cannot be restarted. Once a thread reaches the terminated state, it has finished executing its run method. It cannot be resumed or restarted. 5. What happens if we don't override run method? If you don't override the run method in a Java thread, the default implementation of run in the thread class does nothing. The thread will execute the default run method, complete its execution immediately, and enter the terminated state. However, in most cases, you would want to override the run method with your custom logic to define the actions that the thread should perform during its execution. By providing a custom implementation of run, you can specify the desired behavior and tasks for the thread to execute. 6. Can we overload run method in Java? Yes, you can overload the run method in Java. Overloading is a feature that allows a class to have multiple methods with the same name but different parameters. By providing multiple versions of the run method with different parameter lists, you can define different behaviors for the thread to execute. However, it's important to note that only the run method without any parameters will be executed when you call the start method on a thread object. The other overloaded versions of run will be treated as regular methods and can be invoked directly, but they will not be executed in a separate thread of execution. 7. What is a lock and purpose of locks in Java? In Java, a lock is a synchronization mechanism used to control access to a shared resource by multiple threads. It ensures that only one thread can access the resource at a time, while other threads wait until the lock is released. Examples include the synchronized keyword, run-trant lock, read-write lock, etc. The purpose of locks in Java is 1. To prevent trace conditions and ensure thread safety in concurrent programming scenarios. By acquiring and releasing locks, threads can coordinate their access to shared resources and avoid conflicts that may lead to data inconsistencies or unpredictable results. 2. Locks provide mutual exclusion. This allows threads to take turns accessing a critical section of code or a shared resource. When a thread acquires a lock, it gains exclusive access to the protected resource, while other threads requesting the lock are put into a waiting state. 3. Locks can help in implementing synchronization, preventing concurrent modifications, and enforcing a certain order of execution among threads. They provide a structured way to manage thread synchronization and ensure that only one thread at a time executes the protected code. This is the end of our Java interview questions. We hope you enjoyed learning with YQ Academy. Until another time, goodbye.